Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. Roll up, choo-choo, all aboard the Trump train. So today I'm going to ask some questions about the whole Trump thing. Couple of contradictions, just want to point out, trying to work out what's going on. The reason I'm talking about Trump is because of the new social media app called Truth Social Media. Donald Trump's social media platform, which is being talked about in across all of the mainstream media platforms. Here we see in the BBC, Trump banned from Twitter. Trump returns with a new platform created by Trump Media and Technology Group. Now, this has been created to be a champion of free speech, it says here, and eschew censorship of sites such as Facebook and Twitter, and a counter to fake news, okay? So yeah, I mean, we are certainly living in an age of fake stream news, and we see the announcement of this new app. It's on Sky News, CNN, The Guardian, you name it, across all platforms, all mainstream media platforms. So for something that is going against the mainstream narrative, well, the mainstream are certainly giving this alternative new platform a lot of publicity on the day of its release. I mean, this is advertising that money can't buy, which in itself is a contradiction, because you would imagine if the mainstream don't want something to get attention, then they simply wouldn't talk about it, which is not the case here. But anyway, look, the main reason for this video is to ask this question about this pro-Trump tour in America. And it confuses me, okay? It's befuddling my brain, okay? Now, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just trying to understand what's going on, and hopefully, leave a comment on this video and maybe someone can enlighten me to what this is all about. So in America, you have this Reawaken America tour, which is very pro-Trump. I mean, at the forefront of this tour, there is General Flynn, Trump's national security advisor. Also, we have Roger Stone, who has worked with Trump on his campaigns, but also with loads of other presidents, including Bush, Reagan, Nixon, and also this guy who sells pillows, Mike Lindell, who financed Trump's attempt to overturn the election result. So we've got a lot of Trump's friends, allies, and business associates at the forefront of this tour. And it's aimed at the MAGA crowd. Of course, MAGA stands for Make America Great Again, but it also means witch in Latin. And MAGA is the name given to the fifth degree hierarchy in the Church of Satan, which I've always thought was interesting. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. But anyhow, the main point I'm trying to make is these tours also have a huge amount of doctors speaking at them. A lot that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Loads of the doctors who have been very vocal against the jib jab. So we have Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. She speaks at these tours. Dr. Jane Ruby, who is on that Stu Peters show. Dr. Zelenko. Mel K, who you see with that Charlie Ward. Dr. Peter McCulloch, who was on the Joe Rogan show and elsewhere. He's speaking at it. That pastor who always gets arrested in Canada. Dr. David Martin, the guy with the bow tie, he also talks at these rallies. A lot of these doctors have made appearances with Rainer Fulmich, as you can see here, loads of times, and appeared on loads of different podcasts. And there's many more of these doctors, like Robert F. Kennedy, that appear at these Reawaken America tours. And, you also had, what was this at the weekend? This guy, the Awake with JP, gingerhead guy, who has a YouTube channel, gets millions of views. I haven't watched any of his videos for a long time, so I don't know what he's doing or what his opinion is these days. But from what I can remember, he was against the narrative, let's say, and here he is with General Flynn at the Reawaken America tour over the weekend, saying that General Flynn is a great man, etc. So I'm guessing that he is pro-Trump. Also at these tours, Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, has spoken at them as well. So it's clearly a pro-Trump tour. And you've got all of these doctors who are very, very anti-jib jab. Yet Trump himself is not anti-jib jab. In fact, Trump is the person who signed off the Operation Warp Speed, which provided $10 billion to start the production of the jabs. giving billions to Pfizer, Moderna, and so on to produce the jib jabs, and he bought them for the USA.
Today, I want to update you on the next stage of this momentous medical initiative. It's called Operation Warp Speed. That means big and it means fast. A massive scientific, industrial, and logistical endeavor, unlike anything our country has seen since the Manhattan Project. You really could say that nobody's seen anything like we're doing, whether it's ventilators or testing. Nobody's seen anything like we're doing now within our country since the Second World War.
And since then, he has said that he's had the 2 jabs and the booster.
Former President Trump is calling out politicians who refuse to say whether they've received a COVID booster shot. In an interview with the far-right cable Channel 1 America News, Trump said he's had a booster and criticized those who won't reveal their status. Take a look.
I've taken it. I've had the booster. Many politicians, I watched a couple of politicians be interviewed, and one of the questions was, did you get the booster? Because they had the vaccine. And they're answering it like, in other words, the answer is yes, but they don't want to say it. Because they're gutless. You got to say it. Whether you had it or not, say it. But the fact is that I think the vaccine has saved tens of millions of people throughout the world.
So, I don't get this. Maybe someone out there, they can enlighten me here. Maybe I'm just confused. But this is a pro-Trump MAGA rally, okay? A Trump who is pro-jab, who signed for the production of the jabs with Operation Warp Speed, who has said recently he has had 2 jabs and a booster and recommends them, is pro-jabs. Trump is pro-jabs, yet the tour, the Reawaken America tour, is clearly anti-jib jab. It's completely the opposite. It's full of people like Dr. Robert Kennedy, Tenpenny Zelenko, etc., who are completely against it. So it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, is it me? Can someone explain this to me? Am I missing something? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video on this and feature your comments and discuss it some more. Yeah, I'm just asking questions, trying to figure out what's going on. As always, thanks for listening. Come and subscribe to the tribe at hugotalks.com to keep up to date and be notified of videos when I upload them. And I'll see you later.